average to feel what I like. And it doesn't make much sense how my brain manifested this. Got too long with me and on, no rest in sight. Sometimes you gotta sit through the dark soil before there is light. Don't you know, don't you know? Tried to jump out of the globe. Holy Spirit told me no, I'm not done with you. You can let your mood stew, but no, beloved, I'm not done with you. Oh. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Good. Oh. Who? I hope it's somebody good. No more audience participation. That's it, guys. Good morning, everyone. My name is Reverend Ken Wilcox. You're very welcome to be here this morning. The Center for Spiritual Living, a place where you can come and leave your burdens, your fears, your wouldas, your couldas, leave that stuff outside and open up for yourself an avenue of spirit possibilities. And what are spirit possibilities? Well, they're for more love, more joy, more happiness, more prosperity, all those things in life that make us feel alive, because that's what Spirit is doing through you and through me, showing up in the physical, recognizing itself through our love, our joy, and our laughter. So know you're in a great place this morning, and Spirit is going to recognize and reward you abundantly. Well, just a couple of announcements before we get going. You know, each Sunday we have a meditative service, and Patty Miller comes down and she does it with the singing bowls. If you haven't done that yet, I would encourage you to do that, because that's a really wonderful thing to do. Today we have the workshop at 11:30. That's going to be with our wonderful Kathy, and she is going to be doing learning how to read food labels. So be sure to stick around for that. Next week, we're going to have Harry Warden coming, and he's going to teach us Qigong. And then on August 31st, we have the Art of Living Foundation, and they're coming to teach us breath work. So lots of fun things coming up. Next week, I am going to be on a spiritual retreat, so our own Nick Blakely will be here to do the service for us. Well, those are all my announcements. Now we got the amazing Savannah to do some great music for us. Come on up, Savannah. And why do you giggle? You are amazing.
I giggle because it's important to be humble. I walk in somewhere, I'm like, I'm Savannah Speedo. They're like, I know who you are. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't like to assume. All right. So I wrote a song. That's what I do. This song is called Lay Down Your Stone. Play your cards as they come. Use what you got. The rest will follow as it should, she said. I'm scared to move along to where I want to go. Always stuck to what I know. Starting over ain't easy, 'cause I never really had a home. Always stayed out on the road, 'cause it leads to anywhere and away from where I've been. Yes, it's true, the time is now to move on, though I don't know how. The standing still's making me a wreck. So just go, go, go into the unknown. You surely fail if you never even try. Well, life's out there, so go and find it. The past is gone, so don't mind it. Lay down your stone. Fear and doubt can swallow you whole. Lose the reins, gotta start again, rearrange the goal. But that's okay, sometimes it's what one needs. You don't gotta go fast to succeed, yeah. So just go, go, go into the unknown. You surely fail if you never even try. Well, life's out there, so go and find it. The past is gone, so don't mind it. Lay down your stone. Yeah, shame is a demon that I've known too well, caging me from purpose and a perpetual hell. Not good enough, too many rocks on the soul. But be still, my dear, it'll all soon unfold. 'Cause it'll all soon unfold. So just go, go, go into the unknown. You surely fail if you never even try. Well, life's out there, so go and find it. The past is gone, so don't mind it. Lay down your stone. So just go, go, go into the unknown. You surely fail if you never even try. Well, life's out there, so go and find it. The past is gone, so don't mind it. Lay down your stone. So just go, go, go into the unknown. You surely fail if you never even try. Well, life's out there, so go and find it. The past is gone, so don't mind it. Lay down your stone. Whoa. Lay down your stone. Lay down your stone. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. Back to Reverend Ken.
Didn't I tell you she was amazing? Now the equally amazing Brenda Census is going to come up and do a reading and treatment for us. Come on up, Brenda.
Thank you. Well, good morning. And good morning to people who are listening online. This week, as I do each time I'm scheduled to do this, I think, well, what do I want to talk about? What am I going to pray about? And I kept getting nudged about volunteering. And I kept looking around. Well, nothing was speaking to me. And then yesterday, in this little book of Word of the Day that I get, I read this, and that was it. It appeared for me because I wanted it to. And well, yes, I wanted it to, and the Spirit reflected that into my life. So that's how it works. So, divine light shines within me. In the past, I may have hidden my gifts, afraid to call attention to myself, reluctant to shine too brightly. Maybe I believed I was not good enough or felt afraid of failure. The divine light within me shines brightly. It would not be there if I was supposed to hide it. This awareness prompts me to leave my comfort zone and express myself. I share my talents and gifts without hesitation because I realize they are my way of expressing the divine within me as only I can. Likewise, I celebrate the light within others as they share their talents and gifts with the world. Lights are meant to shine as more and more people feel free to express who they are and what they do and who they are and do and what they love. The world will glow with their light. And that answered my desire to have something to talk about volunteering, because this morning my affirmative prayer has to do with volunteering, sharing gifts and talents. I know that there's one divine energy in the universe. Different people call it different things: God, Allah, Spirit, the Presence, the One, the Creator, so many names for the same thing. And I am one with it, completely one with it, as each of us is. And I know that I came into this world with gifts and talents, and sometimes I did hesitate to use them, and I still do. And I know that as I use them, I'm expressing the divine within me as only I can. And I celebrate all of us, every one of us who volunteers here at this center, because so many give so much to keep the center thriving and growing. And they're shining their light. All of us are shining our light to keep this center the place, the vibrant place that it is. And that starts with the volunteers at the very beginning of Sunday morning who open the doors and get set up, to all the way to the end of the service, all the people in between, greeters, practitioners, the technical folks, the Reiki practitioners. I'm probably forgetting people. Hospitality, ooh, that's a big one, the hospitality. And I know that that's their way of expressing divine in only the way they can. And then after service on Sunday through the rest of the week, there's a whole bunch more volunteers. The ones who conduct classes, the ones who attend classes, the ones who bring donations for the food pantry, for the schools. It's amazing what we do as a Center for Spiritual Living for this community, for ourselves and for the wider community. And I realize how powerful that is for us. It really is. And so I'm grateful for knowing there is a divine energy expressing through us in all these wonderful ways. And I release this prayer into the universe simply and easily by saying, and so it is.
So it is. Thank you, Brenda. Savannah, you want to come back?
I'm so glad she mentioned that, because I don't think there's any coincidences in having our light and showing our light. That's what this next song's about. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Hide it under a bushel, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. People gonna try to blow it out, I'm gonna let it shine. When evil tries to blow it out, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Evil try to blow it out, no, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Well, I'm gonna shine it around my neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine it around my neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. Shine it around my neighborhood, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let's sing it together. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Ooh, ooh, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Thank you, Savannah. It's wonderful having you here. Yeah, she did. Got a call earlier this week. Thank you, Savannah. So my talk title this morning is The Keys to the Divine. Keys to the Divine. I've always been fascinated by Edgar Cayce. I first learned of him on a TV show that came on in the 80s. It was called Unsolved Mysteries. Yes, Robert Stack was the host. He had been discovered by Joan Crawford, if you ever need a little trivia tidbit. And so they would have these spots about unsolved mysteries, and Edgar Cayce was one, and I found him endlessly fascinating. He was born really kind of right after the Civil War in Kentucky, a little small town in Kentucky. He had very, very little education, and he discovered his healing abilities really by accident. As a young man, he had developed a case of laryngitis. And for months and months on end, he couldn't speak. He had gone to all the doctors, and nobody was able to come up with a cure for him or have an explanation. Nobody knew what to do for him. Finally, there was a hypnotist coming through the area, and this guy told him, he says, well, maybe I can put you under hypnosis, and maybe in trance, your voice will come back to you. Now, that happened. But more than that happened, because in the trance, Edgar started explaining the root cause of the laryngitis. And not only that, he described what was needed to cure the laryngitis. And this all came through in very technical medical terms that Edgar Cayce, having very little education, would have never had any way of knowing. So he's really an amazing guy. Word of him and his abilities to heal people spread quickly. And he soon started doing readings for many, many people. And for much of his life, he wouldn't take any money for his healings. He often delivered messages that were, strangely enough, against his own religious upbringing. He had been raised a Christian, and he was actually a Sunday school teacher. But very soon, the messages started talking about reincarnation, because oftentimes, when he would explain how the people, what was the root cause for the people suffering, he would talk about previous lives. Now, he never said he was channeling a different entity. He simply said he was channeling his higher self. And he gave thousands, 14,000 readings during his lifetime. He actually, unfortunately, worked himself to death. That's exactly what he did. He couldn't turn someone away who was suffering. He was always available. Now, what makes him such an amazing historical resource is that very, very early on in his ministry, I guess is the right word, he hired somebody to take down what he was prescribing. He hired a stenographer. And I find that really interesting because, we're talking about in the middle of the Depression, that he hired a stenographer. And so we have all his recordings. We know every single word he said for all 14,000 readings. They're all housed in an institute in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And people are still studying them now. It's a big, huge institute. Now, as he became better known, people started asking him spiritual questions. And one of the most surprising things that he said was that the way people prayed was useless. He said, you might as well be praying to a brick wall. He said it was completely wrong. Now, why is that? Because most of traditional prayers involved a lot of begging and pleading. And then they follow up with a bit of self-condemnation. It reminds me of the minister from Monty Python. I don't know if you ever remember that. Yeah. The minister of Monty Python, his prayer was, oh God, you're so large, we're all impressed. Please don't smush us like bugs in the dust. Now, that type of prayer really does almost no one any good. And think of it from Spirit's point of view. All that moaning and groaning. It's like you get trapped in a long car ride with a whiny 13-year-old. Have you ever had that? I have had that experience. Yeah, and after a while, you're ready to do a tuck and roll maneuver to get out of it. So Casey said that we have to have a different approach. We have to be positive. We want to be inspiring. We want to be affirmative. That's what we said. Because he said it's not about persuading God to do anything. You know, what are you, you're going to convince God to do something? It's about aligning ourselves with divine intention. And he called it entering the silence. And not to go to an empty, quiet place, but to go to an inner stillness. And he says, in that inner stillness, the heart can listen, the mind can soften, and the soul becomes receptive. In Scripture, it says, be still and know I am God. Be still. Now, Ernest Holmes, the founder of our teaching, he put it a different way. He says, prayer is not for the purpose of making God to do something for us. It is for us to align ourselves with the divine. We want to get in that divine flow. Now, this is the sole purpose of our teaching. We want you to have that divine experience in life. We want you to have an experience of Spirit so substantial and obvious that you won't be able to deny it, and more importantly, you won't talk yourself out of it or allow your friends and relatives to talk you out of it. We want you to know and to know that you know. And when you're in that place, you can move out into the world and you can know you're not alone. You know you've got a power of goodness flowing through you, urging you on, and that you don't have to accept any of the turmoil and confusion of the world. Now, strangely enough, our blessings, when they come along, they can be a challenge for us to recognize because they often don't show up looking how we think they should look and coming from the direction we think they should come. Often we recognize our blessings in the rearview mirror of our life. A couple of months ago, I had gone back up to Washington, D.C. I had spent my early adulthood in Washington, and that's where I thought I would stay forever. I thought I would be working politics for the rest of my life. And I was up there, and I was moving around the old neighborhoods, and I was seeing people, and I thought to myself, all of a sudden I had a flash of what my life would have been like if I had stayed in D.C. And more than likely, what generally happens to people who work in the area that I was in is you finally get a cushy governmental job somewhere. And normally it's one little small area of government. I have a fear for me it would have involved growing peanuts because the congressional district I was from was the great producer of peanuts. So I could just imagine myself working for 25 years, grinding out press releases and speaking on the topic of the peanut quota of our nation. It could have happened. I'm so glad it didn't. I'm so glad. Can you imagine retiring after you've spent that, years working in that kind of environment? And I'm so glad that I've had a varied experience. And it was such a blessing for me to get out of D.C. But it didn't look like it at the time. It looked at the time, it was a step backwards, when in reality, it was a huge step forward. So the question then becomes for us is, how do we raise ourselves up to this vibration of healing, of creativity? How do we raise ourselves up to the universal vibration so that we can channel the love, the health, the prosperity, the friendship that we want in life? Casey had some recommendations, and he said, find yourself a quiet space. Now, it may be out in nature, it may be down at the cathedral, it may be on your deck. In a pinch, it can be in your car, in a closet, or the bathroom. Spirit will take what it can get. But get yourself in a quiet place where you can spend a little bit of time. It doesn't have to be a huge amount. And in that place, the first step is to bring in a vibration of love. So I want you to think about something or someone you love. And I want you to think about them or it long enough till you get that energy of love flowing through your body. You can feel it in your body. And when you're in that place, when you feel that wave of energy, I want you to speak your truth about what it is that you're seeking in your life. And don't be shy about it. Speak exactly what it is you want to experience. And then do the same thing for someone else in your life, family or friends, and then do it for the world. Do it for the world. Do it for yourself, someone close by, and then the world. And do it joyfully. In Scripture, it says, make a joyful noise unto the Lord. How cannot this affirmative approach to prayer be more beneficial than the moaning and groaning you often hear in traditional prayer? We want to get Spirit excited by the good we're seeking to have in our lives. We're wanting to get into the flow of divine creation. We want to be a part of the world working out. Now, after you've done your prayer, if you've done it right, you're going to feel better. You're going to feel better for having done it. You'll feel more relaxed, more hopeful. And this is the first sign that the prayer has been successful. If you feel this energy, that's the first blessing of the prayer. And from then on, everything else is just icing on the cake. And you go out into the world and you do the best you can with what's right in front of you. Now, a strange thing I've noticed, people often don't want to do the best that they can with what they have. They often sabotage and abuse what they have rather than being grateful for it. I had a cousin, he forever was talking about wanting a new car, but he treated his old car like it was an ashtray, smoking in it constantly, cheap, generic cigarettes. The ones you buy in the little white package that just have cigarette written over them. I tell him, I said, my God, if you're going to smoke yourself to death, get some name brand cigarettes. Go out in style if you're going. Yeah. You see, he did not have the vibration of a new car. So how could even God itself get him a new car? Even Spirit will not force your blessings upon you. Even Spirit cannot gift you with a healing if you have clenched fist. You want to be in that vibration. Vibration of a new car, vibration of a healing, vibration of love. Be grateful for what you have, and better will come. My teacher, Kennedy Schultz, he used to quote a popular song from his time, and the lyrics was, if you don't have the one you want, love the one you're with. Yeah. Give out more love, and more love has to come. Now, at first, the first sign of your blessing, look for the blessing to come to you. And even at the first sign, even the smallest signal, shout hallelujah. Every avalanche began with a small pebble rolling down a mountainside. So when you see any sign of your good coming to you, celebrate it, shout out. Now, don't do it in the cheese department of Publix. You'll get the security people worried about you. But celebrate it. Now, after a while, this type of prayer, it will become a refuge for you. At first, it seems a little awkward, but later it will become a sacred place that you know you can go to lift yourself up from the turmoil around you. Spirit is always available to us. We're the ones that block that energy. We do it through our toxic thoughts, unresolved emotions, unhealthy physical habits. All these things create a static in the connection. The scripture says, "Blessed are the pure in heart, for they shall see God." For Casey, purification meant more than simply avoiding unharmful influences. It was an active release of resentment and fear and false beliefs. And combined with easy care for the body and cultivating loving and constructive thoughts. He said, embody a Christ consciousness. Live in harmony and with divine love. See it in your life and be a part of allowing it to multiply. You've come to life to do great good. You're not just a potted plant. You're here to be a channel of the divine. You are here to witness God overwhelming you with love and goodness and joy. And prayer and meditation not focused just on personal needs, but embodying this divine love. They lift our consciousness up. And this is how we become channels of the divine healing. Now, an odd thing can happen when you employ this kind of prayer and this kind of spiritual approach to your life. When you start praying for others, you will get to a place where your heart is so full of gratitude that you notice that there's not much lacking in your life. You don't have that much to pray for yourself. Things just naturally show up. And you don't have to worry about stuff. You don't have to work so hard with things. Goodness just naturally flows to you. A couple of weeks ago, I had told you that I had sent off a request letter to the Savannah Bananas. They're the team in Jacksonville. They've become, it's a national event now. They're selling out huge national stadiums. So I had sent them a request for 2 tickets. And they tell you on the intake form, if you don't hear back from us, we have rejected your request and you're not going to get anything. So I'm okay with that, you know. But guess what? This week in the mail, what did I get? I got a t-shirt from the Savannah Bananas. Now, it wasn't what I had put out there. I was hoping for some tickets, but it was a blessing nonetheless. If you celebrate the blessing you get, more will come. Scripture says shaken down and overflowing. And this is what we're here to see. But if we stay so focused on what we're not getting, what we're lacking, we can't see what Spirit is providing us. Seek out your blessings. Casey's message was clear. God is not some distant deity. The problem is not that it's God's willingness for the connection. It's always been our readiness to receive. Our readiness to believe in ourselves, to believe in Spirit, to move out into the world and not allow the world to talk us out of it. It's being on that natural frequency of love that is available to us anywhere and regardless of what religion we've come up. And you don't have to take my word for this. Prove it for yourself. Prove it for yourself. You don't have to put faith in me or this teaching. We tell you prove this for yourself. Healing is the factory setting of our souls. Healing is the natural alignment of the universe. When we raise our vibration through prayer and service and purification, healing and guidance flow naturally to us. Julianne of Norwich, she wrote, "We're not just made by God, we are made of God." You are not all of God, but all that you are is God. And you are here in life to experience and to bring about great goodness. So let's not be shy about the good we are seeking in our lives, whether it's health or prosperity, love or joy. Let us see ourselves as mighty conduits for Spirit's blessing, healing not just our lives, but lifting up and encouraging those around us, seeing good, seeing ourselves as Spirit's possibilities, not weak, not wounded, but mighty, bold, and powerful, out in the world to make a difference, because that's why you are here. You're here to uplift, to inspire, to encourage. You are here to be, like Savannah was singing, a bright light of God's possibilities, to lift up and inspire. Spirit is not disappointed in you. It has never rejected you. It is not worried about your mistakes. It is enthralled with your possibilities to bring about a new heaven and new earth. That's your assignment. You're up to the task, and you're well on the way of doing it. It's the truth in your life this morning. It's the truth in mine, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
And Reverend Ken said, don't shout your praises and gratitude in the meat section. Do it in the parking lot. People will check your license plate and wonder what state you're from.
They'll see it's Florida, and
they're just doing Florida stuff. You know, I got to get with them about the Savannah Banana shirts. That used to be my nickname as a kid. I kind of didn't like it, but see, maybe we can fix up the design a little bit. We'll talk. You'll be first in line to get a shirt. All right. Angel came down from heaven yesterday. She stayed with me just long enough to rescue me. And she told me a story yesterday about the sweet love between the moon and the deep blue sea. Then she spread her wings high over me. She said, I'll come back tomorrow. And I said, fly on, my sweet angel. Fly on through the sky. Fly on, my sweet angel. Tomorrow I'm gonna be by your side. Sure enough, this morning she came unto me, a silver-winged silhouette against a child's sunrise. And my angel, she said unto me, today's gonna be the day for you to rise. take my head, you're gonna be my maid, you're gonna rise. And then she took me high over yonder, and I said, fly on my sweet angel, fly on through the sky, fly on my sweet angel. Tomorrow I'm gonna be by your side. And I said, fly on my sweet angel, fly on through the sky, fly on my sweet angel. Tomorrow I'm gonna be by your side.
Thank you, Savannah. So now we come to the time we support our community, and we support this place because it's doing really great good in the world. Now you can support us in several ways. You can volunteer with us, you can do prayer work, seeing us growing and thriving, and you can support us in coin. However you choose to do so, know that your offering will be rewarded and repaid back to you multiplied abundantly. Now, if you will take your intentions and place it over your heart, and you can read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. And the ushers will step down. Savannah, I know you got something great for us.
Reverend Ken and I are both Southerners, and we like to tell stories, so I'm going to make mine pretty short. But my mom knows Otis Redding's daughter, Carla. They went to middle school and high school together in Macon, Georgia. And I got to, she had a songwriting thing a while back that I got to be a part of. So that's when I wrote this song. And it's called Hippie Blues. I wrote it about, I want to say a decade ago. It's funny because I was so hopeful about, world peace and bringing the world together. And as I got older, I'm like, I don't know if that's possible, but it's the childlike spirit that carries us through. And so it's an honor to play this song. My grandma really enjoys it, and it lets me know that maybe it's not so far off. Love is an illusion of bliss, makes you feel happier than you ever thought you could be. But when it crashes down and no one else is around, just keep your head up, don't cry, there's no reason to frown. 'Cause you don't need another soul to fill your own, just need the light above that has been shown. 'Cause life goes on, so hitch up a ride and go out to explore that there's more to life. Peace is a worn out hope. It seems all anyone does is fight and grow about things that are microscopical in importance. Tell me, is it worth it? This hatred, can we afford it? No, 'Cause death, war, sickness, and suffering, it happens every day. Just gotta keep igniting your optimism. Ooh. 'Cause happiness expands when everyone lays down their guns. Take each other's hands and dance in the sun. 'Cause we're all in the circle game. It's not even about the fame, but wiping away the shame to help out one another. 'Cause happiness expands when everyone lays down their guns. Take each other's hands and dance in the sun. 'Cause we're all in the circle game. It's not even about the fame, but wiping away the shame to help out one another.
Thank you, Savannah. And thank you, Betsy. And thank you for your support. Your support in allowing the center to grow and to thrive, to be the beacon of hope and love and compassion that it is. So we thank you, we bless it and release it to do its good and perfect work, returning to us multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, we're going to conclude the service with an affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person, but take it in for yourself. If I say something that works for you, hold tight to that. If I say something that doesn't work for you, well, let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me this morning. There is but one God and one mind and one power. That power is perfect love. It's divine intelligence. That power called me by name from stardust so I could walk the soil of St. Augustine. And so here and now in this sacred place, I choose to see myself as God sees me, not as weak and wounded, but bold, dynamic, powerful, out in the world and making a difference. So here and now in this sacred space filled with all these wonderful, loving people, I know that I am a bright light of God's possibilities. And I don't have to worry about anything, any confusion, any shadow that the world is presenting. All those things are just, they're shadows of the truth, and they disappear from this right knowing like the shadows fled the morning sun. This morning, I know who I am and whose I am, a child of the Most High, here to rain down blessings through my love, joy, and happiness. So this morning, I'm afraid of no man. This morning, I'm worried about no condition. This morning, I have lifted my eyes up, and I have seen the angels of God's mercy raining down upon us. I know that we are here to see a world of peace and health and prosperity. We are here to witness the soldiers of war laying down their armaments and the armaments of war being beat into the plowshares of peace and prosperity. And I am not turning back. I have seen the promised land, and I am not going to be held back by mankind's confusion, by its foolishness. I have lifted my eyes up, and I have seen the breaking dawn of God's love and joy, and I am here to experience it. I am here to have Spirit rain down blessings upon me, blessings of love, blessings of friendship, of kindness, of laughter, of joy and music. I am here to be awed with how much Spirit loves me. And there's not a roadblock, there is not a dam, there is no confusion that's holding me back. I know the truth, and I see the truth, and I'm on the move. Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle Spirit is calling us to be. Until we see each other again, this is Reverend Ken wishing you many blessings. You get a song.
All right, everybody, this is everybody's time to shine. We're going to do Lean on Me, and we do it together. Sometime in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we're wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on. It won't be long, so I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. Please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow for, no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. So just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on. It won't be long, so I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. So just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. So if you have a load you have to bear that you can't carry, I'm right up the road, I'll share your load. If you just call me, 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 if you just call me. Yes. Thank y'all so much.